showed up, and I'm so thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the best group ever. So today we're here to talk about assessment, and really, I hear a walkie-talkie. Really, we're here to talk about assessment in terms of utilizing technology tools to make assessment more efficient and more effective. So I want you to think about two things. I issued a survey last night about the different types of assessments you've used most frequently in your classroom, like the types of assessments. That's okay if you didn't get to do it. And you guys identified two types. Wow, make sure you get it. You identified two types of assessments that you'd like to utilize more in the coming years. And you identified anecdotal note-taking and student self-reflection as the two forms. So today we're really going to just focus on tools that will help you integrate those into your classroom. But before we get started, what I'd like you to do on the post-it notes on your table, and share, you can rip them in half, I want you to think about two questions. Why do we assess students, and how does data become actionable?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Why do we assess students? And how does data become actionable? And if you want, since we have such a large group today, you guys can talk together and come up, reach a consensus as a group.
Just a second question. Did you see that bump of birds the other day?
Wow. Yes, how does it actionable? How do you do something with it? How does it become more than just a number or a statistic? How does it change how you teach?
Form small.
How plan lessons.
And because we value our time so much this week, I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds to wrap up your team conversation. Great shoes. Oh, thanks. All right. Finish up your last thought. And as luck would have it, I have an Apple TV hooked up in here, and technology seems to be awry this afternoon, maybe because it's the end of the year and it's checked out. So I'm going to use my handy-dandy VGA toggle to model for you one of the tools we're going to dig into a little bit this afternoon. So if you wouldn't mind placing your, I'm going to take these front two teams since I'm stuck to the laptop. Place your post-it notes side by side on the table for me. From that.
Oh.
And everyone's going to hold their breath and hope that this doesn't come out.
For Bonnie. Famous Amos is coming.
Not so good for you, snacks.
This is now called Post-it notes that you can use in your Post-it teacher to organize your sticky notes that you have all over the room. So keep in mind, as we go through these today, this is something we'd like to learn more about. We're going to divide into two groups. Post-it note is the first group. So you can see I've just taken a picture of the 4 Post-it notes they had here. 2 registered, 2 did not. And that's going to happen sometimes. So I'm just going to tap on this one and say, yes, you are also a Post-it note.
How cute is that?
And, oh, it gets better. Then yes, you are a Post-it note too.
That's Carl.
How can you tell?
How can you tell?
And I'm going to use this to go ahead and create a board.
Oh, stop.
So now it's just created a board for me. I can go on and rename my board. And I can begin to sort my Post-it notes. So imagine if these notes were anecdotal records that you've taken on your students, or even self-assessments or exit tickets that your kids have left you with at the end of the day. Now you can quickly sort them and make meaning from them and put them into action for your instruction. So the second part of today is going to be looking at a tool called Evernote. Evernote is really a tool for teachers. It's a teacher tool for you to take anecdotal records. But what's wonderful about it is you can take photos of student work, you can record their reading for reference later on, and you can use Post-it Note app and export it right to Evernote. So, it's not going to work on channel. I love UBCPS channel. So we're going to look at these two today. I'm going to hop out of Post-it Note and move into Evernote just to give you a peek at one earlier.
But you know how you did those two that didn't turn into Post-it notes?
Yes.
Can you just take that picture and go back later when you have more time to sort through it? I mean,
yes, you can. You can, and that's something you're interested in learning more about. That's what that group will focus on. Not only can you add more to it, you can add a virtual Post-it note to it. You can combine another group. So at another time, I could go to Carol's table and Shannon's table and add other groups of Post-it notes to sort it out. As we're talking about this today, and before we split into our focus groups, I really want us to remember that it's not about the technology. The technology is simply a tool to help us with something we're trying to achieve in the classroom. And here we're trying to achieve efficient and effective student data gathering tools in our classroom so that we can make it into actionable data to drive our instruction. So this is a picture of Evernote. Evernote, when you get into your focus group, you'll see a little bit more. You have the ability to add text, photos, reminders, lists. You can go in and add audio. You can share Evernote via email to a parent. You can also create separate notebooks for each child so that when you're sitting down for a conference, you can pull up each child's record and have right there on hand everything you've collected along the year. So, if you are, our group is a little bit larger than I anticipated, which I'm super excited about. But if Post-it Note is something you're interested in learning more about, we have a couple of options for you to get started. You can either jump right into the task and right into the app. I have task cards for you. You can try to go through the app if that's the type of learner you are, just trial and error, go for it. I also have some flipped videos for you that you can tune into if you want to learn more about it before you jump in. I will tell you the laptops on the back, I think are wireless now today, which kind of accounts for the Apple TV. But the 6 desktops in the back are pulled up. I have 4 flipped videos for you if you're interested, 2 on Evernote and 2 on Flip Classroom. Since today is a super short session, it's all about choosing a tool that you'd like to utilize in your classroom next year. It's not about mastering the tool. You don't have to leave today knowing everything about it. Just know that in September, you'll hear a knock on the door, and it'll be me, ready to roll with that tool to help you with your anecdotal note-taking or self-assessment tools. So, we have a lot of people here. Think real quick about where you want to go. If you want to go Post-it, let's break it down this way. If you would rather start by watching a flipped video, come on back here to these computers. If you'd rather watch a few videos to learn more about the tools, you can come on back to these. There are headphones on the share with each other. Headphones are right there. Post-it or Evernote Plus.
they're all taken right there. Small one.
I think we posted.
Oh, I'll be later today.
Like what I
Oh, sorry, you want to move over?
The difference between this and Seesaw is Seesaw kids can submit their work to. This would be more like anecdotal. But here's the thing, and you asked if I use the note having multiple things to do. Probably to show it to one of our SRT
I already got that. I got all of them.
Okay. Alright, Seesaw would be like maybe Seesaw would be good for larger projects or not the everyday collection of elements. Maybe if it's something where they're explaining their thinking.
So if I want to do their I can just do it all on Evernote.
You can do it all on Evernote. Absolutely. Yeah, and what's nice about that is it goes between all your devices. So
And Post-it can go into here too. If I want to.
Post-it notes by holding the camera icon down for 2 seconds. Oh, there it is. Okay, camera icon down.
What happened?
What happened?
Practice collecting pseudodata for each piece of evidence, then begin a new note.
Let me go get another one.
Take a picture of a work sample on your table.
We don't have Post-it note on it.
I'll do multiplication.
the other pile. Are you Evernote? Perfect.
It takes too long to deflate. It's just easier for us to
Oh, here it is.
$20 and buy them. So if any of the
Carla, just share with us.
they're being pulled apart.
Here,
So
go ahead, Nick.
otherwise, we're gonna stab them. Throw them away.
Okay.
Looking forward to that one.
It is, literally. And you know who the first person
Romy's mom, or Romy's dad made Post-its.
Really?
Romy and Michelle.
Do you want
push notes? Do you remember that?
Guess who I thought of when I came across the Post-it app? You both know her very well.
Heidi.
Yes. Heidi.
Yeah, Heidi.
Heidi on the Post-it app. You can hit OK.
Heidi's all about Post-its.
Yeah.
Alright, so open the post-it note.
Discuss your work with others.
You can enable access to the conference sounds. Hold the camera steady. Maybe up to the side.
Yeah, so you can collaborate on the app as well.
Cool. We did, but then we got a.
Let me watch you do. Oh, you're in demo mode right now.
Well, we did because we.
Okay, so hit caption.
We did, and then we went here.
It's looking for a Post-it note now, so make sure you have a Post-it note.
That's a Post-it.
Right, okay.
We got that.
There you go.
And we held down for 2 seconds. So I'm sorry, hit you.
Pull it back a little bit. And now hold it. There you go. It just needed to be a little further. Right? Just recognize it as a- I like that. How do we get Are you logged in as too? Yeah. Yeah, but I have all their names.
Or maybe I didn't on this one yet.
I don't know. It looks like it's a Post-it brand. Sinks to no generic. No generic.
We might want to start using like the collaborative features. Can you use move them into separate groups?
I like that.
Combine groups?
Hey, I like this one.
Do you like that app?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Where did we find this one?
So it picks up 3 out of the 5.
Can I have some more of yours?
That's it. You've got it now, though.
No.
And then hit.
I'll for you and Katie.
You can. Well, I can't there you go.
I have Caitlin skipped in your day.
Kristen Suzanne. I already told you what I was
She does. What do you do?
There you go. And then hit add to board. And then it'll be able to find something that now it looks like it holds a bunch of that one is too. Like I'm doing a gift card tree, but I can't find anything. So
You need to find.
so I would well, I wanted to find an elephant one. That's what I really wanted to.
I was going to say, I thought the Dollar General.
So you can sort of imagine that different students who tried them several times.
Caitlin went from 370.
And it could be maybe either right here. TJ, I was going to go to TJ Maxx and see if they had.
That's crazy. That's a great guess.
This is what. Oh, here's what it is. Here's another. I don't know. What? This is Carol.
I'm checking with my flipped ropes.
Carol yells out loud.
Let's say my spelling. What happened? And I don't want to take this one test. So I can stand in the chair and then look at the spelling test at home. But can I correct it?
Yes. The only difference is it would be correcting me. It wouldn't spit back out to the child.
Unless I brought it up for account.
It can, or if you wanted to send it like electronics to the parent, right?
Because then you're making sure that the kid parents get, because how many times papers do we get?
Right. And if this is something that's actually on, then when you go to this, the companies and you're pulling up, oh yeah, I think we're all getting records and the retaliation stuff that especially if they want to struggle with developmentally and should be integrated in their life, to give them concrete examples. So when they start to see the electronic option, they go, oh no, what to do, right?
Yeah, I made my choice.
Everett?
Yeah, I want to. I just think for a second, when I'm going into settings, to have that digital, I think would be more beneficial.
I like both of them.
I think that would be, I love both of them, but if I was going to learn one.
Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. I know that was a complete crash course in both of those schools.
So did we do?
But
We played with it.
wrap it up. Let's do like one more minute because I promised I'd get you guys out of here at 3:45. So one more minute. All of the flipped videos and resources are on shortcuts, and I'll make sure they're shared out with all of you so you have them. And hop back over to Apple TV. She's like,
And do you know what? Which now I have that on film.
all right, guys, I think that was about a minute. Head on back.
I don't know why y'all.
Come on back.
I was like,
It's a wild group. This is what happens. happens when you get it. But look who came. We all came. So great. So last week of school. It's impressive.
We like you.
I like you.
Smile. Smile. There, now you have anecdotal notes.
Well, funny, yeah.
So that we're going to get a job addition to our
All right, so one last thing before we go, and I know it's probably really hard to see, but on a Post-it, I want us to kind of reflect about what we did today. It was an extreme crash course. It's the last week of school. I know. But keeping that in mind, it's not necessarily about the tool. It's about what we can do with it in the classroom. I want you on a Post-it note, and this is going to be your exit ticket out. I'm going to use the Post-it note and the Post-it note app to export it to my Evernote so I know who to follow up with in September. Just write your name on it, and I want to know these few things. I want to know, what's your goal for increasing your use of anecdotal note-taking and self-assessment in your classroom? So what's your goal, your personal goal? Did you see a tool today that you think will help you with that goal? How will it help you improve student learning? And how can I help you? That's it.
That's a lot more Post-it notes, okay?
You can use more than one. I like that you're giving me good details though. Goal.
Is she here? Okay. I'm done.
Perfect.
want
Get
it?
your exit ticket out. I
Oh,
appreciate
do you need my name on it?
Yes.
Want me to fold it?
No.
No. Where do-
Just write your name anywhere on it. And bring me your exit ticket on your way out, please.
I'll go ask her to see if she's in her classroom.
And make sure you signed in.
Do I need to keep this?
I would, yeah, you can keep that, or if you'd like to learn more about Evernote over the summer.
I wrote that on this. I wrote that on this thing.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Where's the sign?
It's right by the door. Thank you, Erin. Paperless IEP data, I like that. That's fantastic. Thank you. Oh, the good lady. Thank you. Oh, great, yeah. Thank you, Martha. Thank you for coming. Thanks for coming.
Are you still using that?
No, but thank you for letting me borrow. Well, actually, I will. I am. Okay. I have to. But thank you.
You want me to turn off your
No, you don't have to.
Karen, where'd she go?
Don't choke on your tongue.
I gotta put that away.
How can you help?
Yes.
Look at me.
Anytime. Thank you.